Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We make these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home. Loving can heal. Loving can mend your soul. And it's the only thing that I know. I swear it will get easier. Remember that with every piece of you. And it's the only thing we take with us when we die. We keep this love in its photograph. We made these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, hearts were never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. And if you hurt me, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. Wait for me to come home. 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 Oh, you can fit me inside the necklace you got when you were 16, next to your heartbeat where I should be. Keep it deep within your soul. And if you hurt me, well, that's okay, baby. Only words bleed inside these pages. You just hold me. I won't ever let you go. When I'm away,
What a happy day. Welcome, family and friends. Stephanie and Tim have invited each of us here today to celebrate their wedding. They are here to declare that they have found each other, and they have chosen each other, and today, forsaking all others, they will join in marriage. Their relationship has grown to a state where they feel united, and this wedding ceremony will recognize and symbolize this union. We are all here today to witness this ceremony and to celebrate this marriage. Strong marriages are built on a foundation of love, trust, and commitment. So this wedding ceremony, likewise, will focus on the foundational elements of love, trust, and commitment. First, love. Poets tell us that love is always fresh and free. It cannot be controlled, but if we are fortunate, it will control us. Love is always changing and always growing, and if we allow, it will grow within us. Love will intertwine with the deepest parts of ourselves, and in this way, it can bind two completely separate people, bound to the core, like sharing a new common organ, like two hearts becoming one. The Bible says that love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoiceth in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never ends. 1 Corinthians. Philosophers tell us that love is the organizing force of the universe, the unassailable intelligence of life. And we all have observed in our own lives what a powerful organizing force love is, completely focusing our own thoughts and actions on the object of our love. Behavioral scientists have studied love and have drawn a distinction between true love and a condition known as false love, which often masquerades as love. False love starts out feeling wonderful, intense, and euphoric, but turns anxious and confining. It is recognized by its controlling and possessive behaviors. A relationship based on false love will not last. It is true love that is long-lasting. True love does not fade, but grows and evolves. It feels empowering, expansive, and freeing. True love is nurtured by generosity, tolerance, and openness. Generosity is taking care of each other and providing physical and emotional support. But perhaps most of all, generosity is giving of your time and attention, giving yourself to the other person. Tolerance and forgiveness are what allow two human beings to share their lives together and live with one another. We need a lot of that. Shakespeare's observation that love is blind refers to how true love promotes tolerance beyond reason. Tolerance and forgiveness are love's gift to every marriage. And finally, love beckons us to be open and vulnerable. Overcoming the social and biological imperative of self-preservation, love strives for an honest and open connection, even at the risk of vulnerability. Anthony de Mello, a Jesuit priest, writes that love only thrives through this unclouded knowledge of the other person. This is the space where we create openness and intimacy without clinging. So, a strong marriage is based on true love, which is nurtured by generosity, tolerance, and openness. Stephanie and Tim, do you promise to honor and nurture the presence of love between you and seek a greater understanding of the meaning of true love? If so, please look at each other and say, I do.
I do.
Trust is the second foundational element of a strong marriage. In addition to love, trust is required to break down the barriers. We need to extend trust, but we also need to be trustworthy. Trustworthiness is primarily characterized by honesty and reliability. Now, honesty, of course, is telling the truth, not telling a lie, and not keeping secrets. But honesty also includes confronting reality as it is, and not evading issues as they arise, not burying your head in the sand. You need honesty to handle the challenges in life and your relationship as a couple. You both need to be available to each other when the going gets rough. Honesty and reliability inspire trust, but to create trust, you also need to have trust and to extend trust, and that requires vulnerability. And once again, true love is what makes vulnerability possible. Dr. Joyce Brothers said that the best proof of love is trust. Trust is what allows emotional and spiritual intimacy to develop. One of the most wonderful aspects of a loving, long-term relationship is the ever-deepening connection that you will feel to one another. Stephanie and Tim, you have chosen the knot ceremony as a beautiful way to symbolize the love and trust between you. Please take your ropes. Well, the first thing that we can see is that they're pretty much the same in many characteristics. They are different colors, which is a pretty insignificant difference when judging the quality of a piece of rope. We can see how they complement one another. They're a pair of the same thing, but their differences are complementary. This is how attraction happens. This is how love begins. But the real magic happens when they give up some of their separation and independence. Stephanie and Tim grab hold of each other's rope and tie yours around it.
That's good.
Yep. Good. The knot you've just tied independently is called a hitch. You've tied two hitches. Each knot is strong and useful by itself, but together produce something truly special. But this takes a little trusting and letting go to make that happen. So Stephanie and Tim, now let go of your rope and pull only on the other. A new knot is formed that is much stronger than either one separately. Now let's look at what you have made. The first thing we see is that the two pieces of rope tied together are longer than either one separately. Together, you two will be able to do more and reach farther than before. Next, we see that a little part of Stephanie is wrapped around Tim, and a little part of Tim is wrapped around Stephanie. They are intertwined, but the two colors are completely distinct. By forming this knot, neither rope has lost its identity. And look at one more thing. Tim is holding Stephanie, and Stephanie is holding Tim in her hand. Hold each other carefully, and love will grow, and trust will grow. Stephanie and Tim, do you promise to trust each other and strive to be trustworthy? If so, please look at each other and say, I do.
I do.
Commitment is the final foundational element of a strong marriage. We have all become very skilled at evaluating and judging. We have made finding the best deal into an art form. But the process of finding a mate and getting married is almost exactly the opposite as a process of keeping a mate and staying married. Now you are declaring that you have found each other and have selected each other for better or for worse. Commitment means the time for evaluation and selection is over. Commitment means shutting the door. You are not really committed if the door stays open a crack. Commitment means that no matter what may come, you will stick it out. Abraham Lincoln said that commitment is what transforms a promise into a reality. A strong marriage requires this transformation to a new reality. And we need to be prepared that reality may not be exactly consistent with our expectations. We all have an image of what a perfect husband or a perfect wife should be. We have a set of expectations. We have a set of requirements, whether we know it or not. Thomas Merton, the well-published Trappist monk, said, "The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves and not twist them into our image of what they should be." They say that marriage changes people, and this is true. Marriage will change you in ways that you cannot imagine. Marriage will present existential challenges that you cannot imagine. This is truly a new chapter of your lives. And then having children will change your lives in ways that you cannot imagine, and that will be another new chapter of your lives. The person you are marrying today will change. Your relationship will change. Your love will change. Pearl S. Buck wrote that a good marriage is one that allows for change and growth in the individuals and in the way they express their love. Marriage is not static. It's a journey. You are committing to sharing your lives together on this journey, come what may. Tolstoy wrote that what counts in making a happy marriage is not so much how compatible you are, but how you deal with incompatibility. Marriage is an adventure. Be ready for the most excellent adventure of your lives. Stephanie and Tim, you have heard the description of the three foundational elements of a strong marriage. Are you now ready to take the vows of marriage? If so, please look at each other and say, "I am ready."
I am ready.
Will the parents of Stephanie and Tim please join us for the marriage vows and the ring ceremony? Please make way for Katie. Will Katie please bring forth the rings? Tim, do you take Stephanie to be your wedded wife, to live together in marriage? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, and keep her, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful only to her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Stephanie, not yet. Stephanie, do you take Tim to be your wedded husband, to live together in marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful only to him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Tim, place the ring on Stephanie's finger and repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
And pledge my love and life to you.
And pledge my love and life to you.
Stephanie, please place the ring on Tim's finger. Repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed.
With this ring, I thee wed.
And pledge my love and life to you.
And pledge my love and life to you.
And now, by the powers vested in me by the state of New Jersey, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. A regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La 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 li li la, la la li li la, la la.
Turn your chairs, get your cameras ready, and help me make some noise as we introduce a very special guest. Can you help me do that? Can you help me make some noise? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise at this time as we introduce the groomsmen, Anne-Marie and Mark. Come on down.
round of applause as we welcome for the very first time anywhere, Mr. and Mrs. Tim and Stephanie Grimes. Come on down! I don't think they can hear you. Let's go make some noise for the bride and groom. All right, we're going to ask the bridal party to step off to the sides just for a few minutes. And the bride and groom are going to dance their very first song together, Thinking Out Loud. Please give them a nice round of applause.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud.
All right, let's invite the bridal party. Join on in and finish out the dance with them. Bridal party, join in and give them a nice round of applause.
My hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name. When my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. And maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms and kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh, darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Or maybe we found love right where we are. And we found
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Tim and Stephanie Grimes. And they're going to dance to a song from Frank Sinatra, The Way You Look Tonight.
When I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you. and the way you look tonight. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight.
And she does look beautiful. Doesn't she? Give him a nice round of applause.
With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight.
All right, our beautiful bride and her dad. A nice round of applause for them. By Queen, You're My Best Friend. Nice round of applause for our very handsome groom, his mom.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa. I'm the maid of honor. For all of you that don't know, Steph and I grew up with an abundance of DVDs at our feet. Randy, her dad, was a collector of DVDs, and their entire family room was stacked with DVDs on shelves throughout the entire room. And most of our childhood, we grew up watching these movies, and we'd invite all of our friends to the house and brag about the really cool projector they had in their basement. And during that time, we probably memorized so many lyrics to songs, routines to dances, and lines to probably some of our favorites. But the one movie that stands out to me is a movie that we probably watched a lot more than most, and that's a 90s movie called Now and Then. The movie is about a bunch of 12-year-old girls, And you watch them go through a couple struggles in life. They become really strong friends. You see them go through, family drama, boy drama, and really just simply trying to understand life. Sorry. I think the reason why we probably watched that movie the most is because at that time we could relate to it. They were pretty much going through all the same things we were at that time. And just as those girls had grown to become lifelong friends, so did we. For those of you that don't know me, Steph and I have not only been best friends, but family since we were in the 5th grade. We spent birthdays, graduations, Easters, Christmases, Hanukkahs all together. And I remember going to the Del Cerro house every holiday season. Stephanie and I would blast Christmas music throughout the entire house, and we'd decorate the tree and put all the Christmas Village stuff together. And when our parents would go on vacations, the other would stay at the other person's house, and we would pretend that we were roommates and sisters. And little did we know that later on in our 20s, we actually would be roommates for 2 years. So as you can see, Steph and I have shared very special memories together, and I really don't understand why she'd want to replace me. Hey, Tim. Okay. So I realize it's out of my hands at this point. Tim will be taking my spot, but I guess I'm okay with it. I watched the two of you over the past few years, and Tim, I think you're one of the only people that can make Steph laugh harder than myself. You know she's laughing really hard when tears start to fall from her eyes, and her eyes get really squinty, and she puts her hands to her chest, and then she breathes really deep and bursts out laughing. See, you know what I'm talking about. So I remember when I met you, right away, I could just see how happy Steph was, and you could just really see that something was different. I remember every once in a while when I would see you guys, I would secretly glance over and just take a look and see how happy you guys were together. And when I would explain to people what it was like for you guys to be together, I would say that we could probably put you guys in a box and leave you with nothing else, and you would be content, because as long as you were together, you were happy. So now that you're officially married, there's a couple things that I think you should know about Steph that you might not know. What? Yeah, I'm gonna wait till now, sorry. It's all right, I think all these things are good things. I just think I should share them with you, Okay, so number one, Steph can outdance anyone in a game of We Just Dance. She's literally made me play for hours and hours on end, and I've tried to get her to quit, and she just won't. So you might want to avoid that game with her. Number two, she has an intense right kick. I learned that when she knocked down our massive door. She happened to lock herself out of our apartment, and instead of waiting the 10 minutes that it would take me to get back with the keys, she took matters into her own hands. Or I guess her feet. Sorry. Number three, while many years of You Don't Know Jack have been played, she's probably not good at trivia. Hopefully all you guys are familiar with that 90s CD-ROM game. Yeah, thank you. Steph and I would have sleepovers and literally play all night long and not sleep. And we thought this would be stuff that maybe would be helpful later on in life, and they're completely useless. Number four, you may think her favorite game is poker, from I'm sure all the stories she told you about our Sunday night poker games after family dinner. However, it's Dream Phone. We used to play that game all the time, and we would force John to play with us, wherever he is. And John, the three of us would dream of the guy that liked us the most on that game, and John might not admit it, but we think he liked it just as much as we did. Number five, she can make milk come out of her nose. Fun fact, you can. So I used to come over to the Del Cerro house every day after school, and Steph and I would sit in front of the TV and dunk our Oreos into milk. And we happened to be watching Seventh Heaven, and some character said something funny, and I just kind of repeated it in this like silly way. And I went back to dunking my Oreo back in my milk and kept eating it. And I look over, and Steph has her hand over her mouth, and there's milk squirting out of her hands and through her nose, and I have to this day never seen anything like it. It was only one time, but still most people can never say that, so that's a good skill. People don't forget. People don't forget, I don't. And number 6, if you take Steph out to hibachi dinner, she may have the urge on the way home to open up the car window and scream out, Steph, scream out at the same time, Bonsai! So literally one of my favorite moments of the Holstein and Del Cerro clan was one night we went out to hibachi dinner. Our parents may have ordered too many of those weird tropical drinks. Mai Tais. And on the way home, they decided to drive around the Watchung Circle and let all the kids scream out Bonsai, and it was probably one of the best moments we ever had. So while I'm sad to give up some of these secrets about Steph to you, Tim, I'm also very happy to be able to pass her on to you so you can start creating amazing memories of your own. It's moments like these that make you realize how quickly life goes by. And for those of you who have never seen the movie Now and Then, at the end of the movie you see these little girls grow up. The message of the movie is that while time passes and things change, I cry. I know. A true friendship will last forever. It's weird to think that just yesterday we could relate to those 12-year-old girls. But now we are just like the women we saw at the end of the movie. As we've taken on life together, we've been lucky enough to share some of the biggest moments of our lives, and this is another one of them. Steph and Tim, I could not be happier to be sharing this day with you. I don't consider this a loss of a best friend or a sister, but gaining another member of the family. May your lives be filled with joy, laughter, adventure, and love. I wish you the best throughout your journey and what life has to offer to you. And with that said, if everyone could raise their glass to Steph and Tim. I thought it was going to be earlier, so that was good. I love you guys.
I chose to take my speech in a little bit of a different direction. So welcome to the Comedy Central roast of Tim Grimes. I'm just kidding. I could stay here for hours with stories about you, but I'm not going to do that tonight because this wedding's only 3 hours, 4 hours long. Okay. I've actually known Tim since the first day of high school. I've been with Tim through good times, bad times, good haircuts, good choices, poor haircuts, poor choices. It's the choices in Tim's life that I kind of want to highlight today. Tim's not very good at making choices. As kids, we used to go to the mall. Our lovely mothers would drop us off every Friday, every Saturday. Some of these guys were there as well. And Tim used to go to Foot Locker, Foot Action, wherever, and he'd try on the same exact pair of Jordan shoes every Friday, every Saturday, for 2 months straight. He would come in jeans, he'd come in shorts, he'd come in a bathing suit if we would let him, just to make sure that these shoes fit with every single outfit in his closet. But when Tim finally pulled the trigger and purchased those shoes, there was no looking back. This man does not know the phrase buyer's remorse. Sadly, he never outgrew this. He has pissed off AT&T reps, car dealers, most recently jewelers. That's why I cannot wait to sell you a house. Now, when it comes to Tim's choice in beverage, he checks off the box that says, all the above. Tim, how many drinks do you have in front of you right now? Count them up. Count them up. 8? Oh my goodness. I knew if he had 3 or 4, the joke would land. Thank you for exceeding my expectations. As per usual. You truly are the most hydrated person I've ever met in my life. But we could say what you will about Tim's choices and his techniques in making those choices, but somehow he always finds his way. They always seem to lead him in the right direction. When he was a kid, after the 8th grade, he decided he wanted to be an architect. In true George Costanza-like fashion. But it was that first day of high school, first class of the day, where he found himself in that architecture class, sitting right behind his future best man. After high school, Tim chose to go to Rutgers University, which led him to having the loudest wedding party this side of the Mississippi. And that's just Ankit by himself. I completely lost myself here. But, you know, Tim did meet a lot of really good people at Rutgers. I didn't even go to Rutgers, but a lot of his close friends at Rutgers have become close friends of mine. One of the most important of which, of course, is this lovely bride right in front of us. And that's when Tim actually surprised me. When it came to deciding who to make his wife, Tim didn't hesitate. He didn't balk. He didn't try on any other models. He just knew. And that's how I knew you guys would be together forever. Now, Steph might not agree, because if I remember correctly, Steph was waiting a really long time for Tim to pop the question. But I can assure you, he knew the whole time. It just took him 6.5 years to purchase the ring. That's for sure. His face is on the dartboard of every jeweler in New Jersey. Testing. But there's also one choice that Tim made that I want to thank him for. And that's, if this microphone will work, is him choosing me to stand beside him today on the most important day of his life. And to me, that I knew it was coming. I knew if it was anyone else, I wouldn't even show up here today. But I truly thank you for that. I love you, buddy. I'm getting choked up. I'm not done yet either, so I just lost my place.
Want some,
No, not yet. Tim, I mean, if you are half as good as a husband as you have been a friend, you'll live happily ever after. And I mean that. I'm not done. I wish, and we all wish, nothing but the best for Mr. and Mrs. Grimes, which... Was I the first to say that? Nice. I'm really happy that you finally have a partner to help you make those really tough decisions in your life. I'm really excited to see where those choices take you. I'm right behind you every step of your journey. I want you to stay healthy, stay happy, and for everyone in the room tonight, in true Tim Grimes fashion, stay hydrated, my friends.
Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey? Big black boots, long brown hair. She's so sweet with her get back stare. Well, I can see you home with me, but you were with another man, yeah. I know we ain't got much to say before I let you get away, yeah. I said, are you gonna be my girl? Take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money with a face like that, do ya? Big black boots, long brown hair. She's so sweet with her yeah, back stare. Well, I could see you home with me, but you were with another man, yeah. I know we ain't got much to say before I let you get away, yeah. I said, are you gonna be my girl? You home with me.
For every inch above the knee is 5 years of happiness for the bride and groom. So we want them to be happy for 100 years. Here we go. Come on, make some noise. Help them out. What leg is that? It's the right leg. The right leg? That's bad luck. You got to do it on the left leg. I'm sorry. All right, give him a nice round of applause and give her a nice round of applause there. We go boogie, jiggle, wiggle, and dance like a roof on fire. We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall out like a roof on fire. Now baby, give a booty naked, take off all your clothes and like the roof on fire. Tell her, baby, I'm on fire. I tell her, baby, I'm on fireball. I saw I came, I conquered. Or should I say I saw I conquered, I came. Instead of you on fire, ain't no lie. Y'all stay right here running the game. Now baby, we get that kitty little nigga in a nice little shade. I gave Susie a little bit up on the booty and she turned around and said, walk this way.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up.